Hello, it's Don here. I know this is definitely different from my other videos, but I wanted to share my thoughts on Duet Night Abyss because I have so much content in my feed right now of like just me watching people's opinions on the game, and I kind of want to like state what I think about the game. I mean, you know, I've sunk in a pretty good amount of hours, nothing too crazy, you know, just farming golden wedges and dying. It's pretty boring. You can definitely see right away, one thing I like about DNA is the Gothic art style, and immediately the graphics stand out a lot. Even if, like my friend was saying yesterday, if you have it on low, it looks really great. Another thing that like stands out from this game is just like the animations when you fight, and I want to get into that more actually. Let's look into the combat. I know we're supposed to be talking about like the good, but obviously for these beautiful animations they make, weapons in this game are pretty cosmetic. Like you only ever use them as a stat stick and nothing else. And there's only one character in the game right now that does physical damage, and I didn't even care for him, so I never built him, right? And that's such a big downside because look at how cool these weapons are. I mean, for all these animations and work they did, you'd think that they would do something. I'm a level 80 character, and I'm using this, you know, it's a weird like gun build for Fina, but it doesn't like do anything to them. It just like tickles them. And another like main complaint from people that I kind of understand is like, I mean, just look, like when you kill them or just the combat in general, it looks underbaked. No, it looks a little, I'm not saying you need to be like the Doomslayer or anything, but it definitely isn't like satisfying enough, I'd say. Like, I'm just tickling enemies that I'm 20 levels over, and it makes no sense. Another thing that's pretty finicky is the movement. Helix jumping and movement feels fine, but it's just like, you're really slow unless you're on rhythm and you're doing like movement tech. And you don't necessarily have to be in the know, but people like, everyone is doing this. Everyone is using like, even on characters who need their stat stick, they just, movement is so bad that they have to run a spear with certain wedges that just make it so that they can fly and, you know, just traverse the map. Obviously, it sounds like there's not that many good things to talk about, and it's not all doom and gloom. I'm about to get into the story right now. I think the story takes a very unique take when you look at all these other type of, while it's not considered a gacha, there's still that element when it comes to the cosmetics. So I think this game has a pretty good storyline actually. It starts off really strong. I'd give the very first like, beginning arc like a 10 out of 10, and then Hakushu came out, and it kind of fell off. But I think I'm hoping that when they do the dual narrative again, the two protagonists, it picks up again. In terms of like the boss design, they have so much like aura, but the thing is they have this like time, like all the fights where if you take too long, and especially in like the challenging modes, so like immersive theater, they have iframes on these moves, and so when you're timed, if you aren't on a good viable character who's just gonna immediately destroy the boss, you're gonna have to sit through it and maybe fail because you weren't like, you didn't kill them in that time frame before the fight ended. And so that's a little tedious, and I hope they do look back at that. Definitely the last thing I want to talk about was the music in this game. Like, I was really surprised, like walking in certain areas, how good it was. It's kind of my thoughts on DNA right now at the moment. I know we're only on 1.2. Obviously 1.3 is going to make the game a lot better. I'm hoping that they do take a lot of the feedback that everyone's saying. I think it'd help a lot. My video probably sounded the same to a lot of people because, you know, obviously I'm just agreeing and just restating what everyone is saying, but it is also from me. Like, I just noticed it too, and I agree with what everyone else is saying as well. Like, there are a lot of the same issues within this game, so I hope they address that. And with that, it's gonna be the video.